Hey guys, welcome back to the Unholy Trinity podcast. And we are joined today, as usual, by me, Jack Murayama, aka twitch.tv/PetrosGold. Let me plug my channel. Thank you very much. Good
Fuck
stuff.
you. I'm also joined by Jack Murayama. Thank you very much. And now introducing.
My name is Deo, or Z to the E to the F to the R to the O to the S.
Which reminds me, S reminds me of SCL, which is me. Hello.
Hello.
Got a bit of an earthquake going on, mate.
Yes, fuck.
Yeah.
What the fuck's happening?
Like, legitimately.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what's happening.
Anyways.
Crazy shit.
Anyways.
Ladies and gentlemen. And, yeah.
Imagine recording a podcast in the apocalypse where everything's falling apart.
Yeah.
The fucking wall falls apart. I was like, so anyways, what are we doing today?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we're going to be covering a bunch of things. As usual, we're going to, well, as usual, as per our new format, we're going to do a
Sorry,
few...
I can't take this seriously. What the fuck is happening?
Well, anyway, here's our second episode for the Unholy
Hell
Trinity
yeah.
podcast. Isn't that right, everyone?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, well, so the show's format is we're going to talk about recommendations of some films that we saw over the week, which isn't that many because we've been busy. However, yes. Then we will cover some TV shows. Might even
TV.
sneak a video game in there, maybe.
Video games.
And we, for our big review segments, which will actually end up on our channel through our usual Through the Lens format,
Yes.
we have Werewolf by Night and Andor.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
And
Partial
then we
Andor
have,
review. Right?
well, episodes 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And then we've got a little bit of a news segment at the end. We'll talk
Yeah.
about a bit of the stuff. Anyway, let's start with some movie recommendations / what I watched this week. Start with I watched Do the Right Thing, which is the classic Spike Lee film. Did you know that the movie stars a young Giancarlo Esposito?
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
that, but that's very interesting.
I thought it was quite the nuanced discussion of racial tension and what it means to invoke change and the methods that we do so, like protesting, rioting, sort of thing, the line between these things, and whether or not you are doing the right thing. And I thought it was quite interesting movie. I like the way it ends. Not a spoiler, but it ends with a quote from both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Quotes that kind of contradict each other when it comes to methods to invoke change, and I thought it was interesting because you get both sides of that.
Awesome.
The film's essentially about a pizza restaurant and how there's too many Italian pictures on the walls when they want more African American representation, and so Giancarlo
But it's a
Esposito's
pizza
character wants
restaurant,
to,
yeah?
boycott it. But I think the point is like, well, the people who own the restaurant are like legitimately racist.
They're not Italian?
They're Italian.
Okay.
The racist Italians, mate. Those are two different things.
Oh, yeah.
They're racist,
Mamma mia. Confusion.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I thought it was quite a good movie, and I would recommend.
Cool.
Now up next, we
Next
have
up.
the finest of dancing films, Footloose, which Dio wants to talk about.
Hey, that's right. I just watched Footloose recently, and pretty sure it's from 1983. Came out in 1983, starring that one dude. I forgot his name.
Bacon, mate.
Oh yeah, Mr. Bacon. He's great. Crackling. The interesting movie. Well, I quite liked it because it captures my whole vibe of 80s music.
Oh, I thought because you just forbid everyone from dancing around you. It's
That
kinda
Also
a vibe,
that,
like,
that
and
also.
how I
every
can't
time
dance.
I try and whip a nene in front of you, you're like, no, leave the room. I'm like,
You're banned from this
yeah.
plane of
You whip the
existence.
nene, I'll whip you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, classic movie. Most people know the movie. Your 80s format of what you call it. I don't know, fighting the system, man. Very, very a Gen X thing of like, damn, man, the system.
Yeah.
But I guess the system this time around is unfair in a pretty understandable way. But it's a bit of a fun movie about dancing, and it's set in the boonies, in the countryside.
Yeah.
I guess I'd give it a good score. I'd give it like a 7.
So
Yeah,
that's got
cool.
the dear recommendation.
The
seal of
recommendation.
approval.
Yes. What do you have next up?
Lit fam, we've got another one from Mr. Dio, and that is Dune, the original.
Ah, yes. Speaking of 80s movies, I also watched
Dune Your Mum.
Dune Your Mum from
in the 80s.
1981.
Yeah, I've been Dune Your Mum since the 80s.
Yeah, I think it was earlier than Footloose, but like, you know, looking back at the old Dune after watching the new Dune a while back, I was like, yo, this show kind of lit. I like it better than the new Dune
Damn,
in a storytelling
hot
way
take,
because
bro.
I'm a little
Hot take,
baby. And the new Dune doesn't really explain anything to my baby brain. But this movie has a lot of narrator moments, and they do a lot of monologues.
It appeals to the lowest common denominator, and Dio
Yes.
is the lowest common denominator. Yeah.
And you got the 80s vibes, you go, but 80s vibes in the fantasy setting, very much D&D like in that sense. Soundtrack done by Toto, the famous 80s band, so I like. Stories, well, not story, pacing's all over the place, so that's one thing I can disapprove upon. But it's funny in a way, so I kind of like it as well.
Enjoying that movie?
Is it campy?
I guess so. Yeah, it's just like, oh, they're doing that now, but like in a a cheesy way, kind of thing.
Would you say it is Childish Gambino's EP or album, Camp?
I would say it's quite
the exact
different.
same thing? Would you say that Dude, the 80s version, is a Childish Gambino record?
You could interpret it in that way.
I see.
I'd say so. But yeah, you know, if you like your 80s movies, 80s flicks, and you're not taking it too seriously, if you're not a Dune fan, if you didn't read the Dune books like I did, and if you're a baby brain like I am, you would like it. Yeah.
Little baby, man. Little baby.
Goo goo gaga.
All right. Well, thank you for that recommendation. I forgot the word.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to one of our big sections of the podcast episode, and that is our review of the Marvel special. I wasn't sure whether they categorized this as a TV show or a movie.
It was like a special presentation, they called it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's Werewolf by Night. So, looking through the lens, opinions of three friends.
I forgot the most important thing.
Oh, yeah, the record.
Oh, the record. You have to do it with your mouth, bro.
Like you did last night.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Yes. Let's get started. All right. So, boys, what's our first impressions of this latest? Oh, wait. We normally do like the synopsis and like who's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all over
What
the
is
place
what
with
is the
this,
show? What is that special presentation?
All right. Distract. Somebody just talk about something film related.
Cameras, lights, action. Whoa! That's basically all you need to know about this film.
For real on God. All right. Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night.
Directed by Michael
5 times.
What's his name?
It is directed by Michael Giacchino.
Mm-hmm.
The synopsis follows a lycanthrope superhero who fights evil using the abilities given to him by a curse brought on by his bloodline. It stars Harriet Sansom, her name got cut off. Kirk R. Thatcher, Eugenie Bondurant, Leonardo Nam, Daniel J. Watts, Al Hamcher, Kerry Jones.
He's just saying
David.
syllables.
I'm just saying, yeah, okay. It does a bunch of people, dude.
Yeah.
The main actor is Gail Garcia Bernal and Laura Donnelly. They're like the two mains of the.
And also the person who did Black Chrysanthemum.
What?
The guy who did Black Chrysanthemum. Again, doing a pop thing, but I forgot what his name was. Apologies.
No worries. All right. With that, all of that formalities out of the way. Sorry. What are your first impressions?
Oh.
Awooga?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Do you always say ooh a lot throughout the movie? Every time anything happened, pretty much. It's always an ooh moment.
Sniffing.
Mm.
Very.
Oh, yeah.
Sniffing?
They said Among Us once.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. We were just making Among Us jokes the entire time, dude. Like, yeah.
There is.
Squid Game.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the set seemed pretty Squid Gamey. Yeah.
So it's a Squid Game Among Us Fortnite reference. That's the show.
Yeah,
for Halloween.
Yeah, I say I really liked it.
Mm.
A bit short, a little bit too short. I think would have liked to see it go for a bit longer, but really doesn't feel like Marvel in my opinion, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Very
different to what I
completely
expected.
stands on its own. There's a little bit of a tide at the very start, I think. When you get a little bit of an intro, but like there's not much more, and I kind of dig it. Very interesting blend of CG and practical. We're trying to figure out what was what. We'll get more into that in the review, but I thought the story was okay. It's all right. Not that interesting, but like it was okay. And there were some cute moments. The ending was cute. That was it.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to add to these first impressions?
Yeah, very much unlike Marvel. First off, it's a MA15 show, yeah.
Which is R for
Americans.
audiences.
Oh.
So a lot more violent things shown on screen. So that's interesting. And this time around, they're going very stylized style for the shooting, I guess.
Yeah.
True that.
Lit fan. All right. Speaking of the shooting, let's talk about the cinematography a little bit.
Oh.
What are we thinking?
Are we changing the order? Right, no.
I suppose we are.
Wait, what do we normally do?
We do act.
But we can't talk about cinematography.
We'll talk about cinematography first, and then we'll go.
Because that was one of like the real standouts of this place, where they really did some fun stuff with it.
Yeah. I'd say it doesn't feel very 30s with the cinematography.
Yeah.
The actual like visual look is, but the cinematography itself is very modern.
Yeah.
And they go for cool stylistic stuff. I really like they do like insane sweeping shots that then become like a static shot, and then you get a big wide action sequence in it and stuff like that. Lots of rotating the camera and stuff. Yeah.
I guess it's more editing and visuals though. They're going for a black and white film look this time around.
Yeah.
And I'd say it looks nice, but it's a mix of like modern camera look and the perceived film look. So it's a bit of a mismatch in that sense.
Yeah, for me personally, I think there's a reason. It's to create like the ambiguity of time where we don't really know when it's taking place.
Yes.
And like that's where it worked for me. Though there were times when it was like, even though it's an homage, it is like it definitely this doesn't actually really feel like that much of like an old movie. In terms of like actual feeling of the film with the cinematography.
It's very much
talk more in editing and visuals about the way they try and make it
still within the Marvel style of camera work, I guess. Yeah,
I'd say this is more dynamic than your average Marvel movie. It's not just like Yeah.
I
think like great directorial debut and stuff with words.
Oh yeah, did we talk about who's the director?
Yeah, Michael Giacchino, right?
Yeah,
he's the guy who does soundtracks to lots of like Hollywood stuff.
Oh, right.
Did the Batman, which we reviewed earlier this year. He also did the soundtrack for this film, which is why the soundtrack was really good.
Yeah, because we're talking about audio and music now.
No, I was just a
segue.
We could
do segue.
We'll just jump back to acting because we wanted to cover that.
All right, acting.
I think solid performances all around.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problems with the acting.
No,
all be good. I don't really know any of these actors from anything.
The main guy did something. I forgot.
All right, very informative.
Yes.
I dare say probably most of the actors have done something.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on anything. Yeah. I'm being dumb. Anyways.
The official quote of this thing is, he did something.
He did something.
That is fact. We're sourcing that as direct information. Yeah, so acting all good. Yes, I liked it. All right, then we'll talk more about the writing of the thing. That's where I feel it's serviceable. Like it's very bare bones, just like
exposition.
Yeah, it's a lot of exposition to ultimately get like a little bit of a battle royale thing going along. I won't spoil anything.
It's the Fortnite reference.
They kind of do some world building, but I don't think they do enough world building. So I'm not really sure like if Marvel are going to continue exploring this world or not. I assume they would do stuff with like Blade into this more supernatural stuff, but like, yeah, it was serviceable. Don't really remember any of the characters, I'm gonna be honest, except for the main ones.
Who's Ted?
Oh yeah, we'll talk more about Ted in the spoilers, I think. Right. But like, yeah, yeah, the writing was all right. One thing I did like though is there wasn't like that Marvel style of goofy, jokey writing. In fact, I'd say this isn't like a dry script, like compared to we'll talk about Andor later, but like this one, I feel like there's not really any jokes, but there are some, but like they're in-universe jokes.
Yeah,
and they have a couple of actual visual gags as well. Funny one with a like a grenade thing, which Thomas watching it with our friend Thomas, and he was going, "Oh, that's pretty funny." Which I thought it was just very refreshing in that sort of way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Anything else to comment on the writing about? No. All right, we'll talk about the editing of visuals then, which is one of the key aspects of this, without a doubt. They're going for that 30s look with the black and white. They even put like little cigarette burns in the corner of the screen at times. Which I thought was they do use a lot more practical effects, specifically with the main werewolf. I won't spoil anything, but the werewolf doesn't look CG. Might have had some CG touch up, but like
might have.
I'll talk about spoilers, but it reminds me of another werewolf from something else that I must comment on.
But I know about that. Without spoiling too much, flashing lights and shadow scene.
Yeah,
practical, all practical.
Oh, because like that. Are we thinking of the same? Like,
well, there was only one scene where it's like the shadows moving, but there's flashing lights. That was practical.
Really cool. That was one of my favorite shots of the entire thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
some really cool stuff there.
I can only think of like two very noticeable uses of the CG, which was just like one was because they use, it's in the trailer, I guess, so they use a bit of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Some like power blasts and shit, like that sort of thing. And there is a creature in the film that I won't spoil, but it's definitely CG. Possibly a blend as well, because like,
possibly a blend.
I think for like actual interaction with actors, they would use like some sort of puppet
Yeah.
or like construction.
Oh, that it definitely was a puppet.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
definitely
guessing-
CGI'd the face. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
that I was like, okay,
because
that's
that
definitely-
what we're talking about with the monster, that was motion captured by the person who played Black Chrysanthemum in Boba Fett.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
There were noticeable CGI slip-ups.
I
I definitely noticed at least 2
is it spoilers or?
bugs,
Oh yeah,
random bugs.
because I think that's it's hard when like they're doing just like practical,
Yeah.
and I guess they
Damn the
yeah,
police.
but I know
Debris and stuff.
for some
sometimes.
context, this isn't really spoilers, but like there's a scene where they're like at like a what's it called?
Mortuary?
Mortuary, yeah, and you get some spiders crawling around, and they're definitely digital spiders.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's pretty visually impressive.
Yeah.
Better than recent Marvel outings.
Yeah. Watch our past reviews. Just joking, because we haven't done reviews on this.
I touched upon She-Hulk
Nah,
last
let's-
week, but like,
yeah.
Sorry.
She-Hulky.
Anything you guys want to add for the editing of visuals?
So that's about everything, I think.
Yeah,
The
but
stuff. Also, the
think...
cigarette burns, like in the top corners.
Yeah.
So I saw that they're like purposeful like burns in the film to indicate to whoever's doing the film compositing like this is the end of the act. The next reel is for the next act. So I don't forget how they do it. It might be cigarette burns, but yeah, cigarette
Yeah, I
burns
think
are,
it is cigarette, but
yeah, and that's how they indicate back then. Oh, this is the next reel of tape for the new act.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually, yeah. I did
Can
know
you
that
guess where I sourced all this information from?
one. Is it someone rocking on? Is it a new?
Maybe, but potentially.
Yeah. Oh, good. Did you want to add anything?
No, I think you guys covered it all.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about the music soundtrack stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because our Mr. Director was also Mr. Soundtrack guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of throwbacks to the old horror films.
Yeah. That's where I think it felt the most 30s accurate was with the music.
Hmm.
And yeah, very fitting.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Had like the psycho violin scene in music at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good stuff. Easy. I guess anything guys you want to add on spoilers before we talk about spoilers?
Nothing good. Are you good?
Yeah, I think we're set.
All right. Spoiler says, how do you want to do the edits?
Let's just all do a spoilers then. All right, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers.
Hell yeah. All right, what spoilers are we dying to get out of here? I just remembered one thing, so I'll just quickly jump in and say, the female lead, Black Widow choreography, bro, like entirely. Yeah. Doing all the leg whips and all of that shit, doing the takedown, stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's the thing our buddy Ibsy was complaining about.
Yeah, it was Thomas.
Oh, was it Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Thomas doesn't like the leg flips. What was
This mysterious Thomas figure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess it's well, it's become typical by now, I guess, in terms of female choreography.
Yeah. Well,
But,
more just Black Widow, to be
yeah.
honest, yeah.
Just, I guess the Black Widow fame. But I think it still fits in this setting.
Yeah. Because they all have pretty distinct, like, rolling styles, like, signature weapons. Well, they're not, like, signature to the people themselves, because they find the weapons around, right?
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
Also, with Michael Giacchino, he's specifically wanted not to drawing the line between violence and, like, the use of guns. Because guns, they weren't fired ever, I don't think.
Yes, there was. Right
One.
at the end.
Right, but was it actually fired? I don't think so.
Oh, no, because Man-Thing comes
Oh, yeah.
and stops that, right?
Yeah, stop that. So, not a single gun fired.
I see them fire a blunderbuss. because I've been playing Freedom Cry, and that's what the main.
Watch Eric Voss's video. Watch New Rockstar's breakdown of it for because he Eric Voss actually interviewed Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
And the female lead.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, like it's his statement on like the violence in this film, having it all stylistic as opposed to just people shooting guns at each other.
And it was incredible. Like the action sequence with the werewolf killing all the guys.
Yes.
Fucking amazing. One of the best action sequences in Marvel, in my opinion.
Mm.
Mainly because it was gory, but like also like great cinematography, great choreography, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, the director. This film actually debuted at Fantastic Fest earlier this year, so this is actually a film festival film.
Right.
And
cool.
He talked about like how he'd always wanted to direct, but like he became a composer, and then but the dream never went away.
Yeah.
So like, he got
That's
the opportunity
awesome.
to direct, which is great.
Cool.
This cool stuff.
Don't think this really matters, but at the start we get a little bit of an Avengers nod when the narrator, we get this like drawn thing of the Avengers that like, this is the world, this is all the other stuff. And I don't think we ever really get a clear indication of like where and when this is taking place. We'll try to kind of judge it based on the clothing, because I don't think it takes place in the 30s, because the female lead's character's jacket is way too modern.
No, it's not. It's that style's been around for a while, mate. So it could be like from 20th century-ish styling.
Which is anyway.
Sure, but it was, I don't know, because Black Widow wears a similar jacket to that.
Yeah, but it's just like a fucking coat jacket.
It's just a bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Bomber jackets going back to the World War II.
So
bombers.
I'd say at least post World War II then. At least if we're going fashion wise.
Yeah. But she's also wearing just the t-shirt, I think. Yeah.
The t-shirt.
So unless she was a hipster in the 70s.
Yeah.
Likely to be recent years.
Yeah. What else was there? I was gonna say the werewolf looks like a Teen Wolf character, which like low-key might have been the actual inspiration for the design, because it's like, if you watch Teen Wolf, it's like they do they got like hairy humans kind of with funny faces. That's kind of like the thing, which is what they kind of go with this one.
Do you know about the comic book origins of Werewolf by Night?
No, but I do know that Moon Knight debuted Werewolf by Night.
Yes,
that's the one thing I was like, Moon Knight may appear.
Mm-hmm.
But he did, which is fine. But like, yeah,
Werewolf by Night in the comics, from what I've vaguely seen, there's also been two incarnations, two different Werewolf by Nights for different comics. Been a thing for a while. Has had comic book design going back several decades.
Yeah, because Marvel was like very into capitalizing on the supernatural stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
it was actually like one of the like first major genres, even before
the camera saying something.
It's probably saying like it's splitting the clip. Can you read?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to that. It's been around for a while because Marvel was big into supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do we know what like the magic item really was? Like,
originally it was an Infinity Gem, basically, in the comic.
We were thinking it could have been the Reality Stone, but it, like in MCU canon, it wouldn't make sense because that's the ether.
And what relation would that have with monsters, basically?
Yeah.
So
it's a different thing.
It's a different thing. Originally, it was related to the Infinity Stones in the comics, however.
Yeah. Because we were like, oh, they said stone. When they're like, they're like, oh, we got to get the stone out, and they were like, oh,
they kept saying Bloodstone. That's their name.
But yeah, it is the Bloodstone. Yeah.
Stone, bro.
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
They do a kind of Squid Game-y set.
So like a maze thing.
Yeah.
A labyrinth, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, going back to the stone. Since the majority of the episode was in black and white, except for the stone.
Yeah.
Just a red.
Yeah.
The darkness.
Well, the darkness of the redness.
it also gave me the vibes of like chaos magic.
Yeah.
Because at the end, like, because Wanda's magic is chaos magic, and she does the same thing they do at the end of the movie where it changes to color. So I was like, maybe a little bit of connection or something.
Yeah.
Magic relics be relicking. And the bloodstone came from a book, right?
It was kept inside a book, just
Yeah.
as like a holder.
I was thinking, like, could it be something related to like magic texts and like Darkhold stuff like that?
Which very much might well be. That could just be for like not foreshadowing, but like relating the two books together.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yes.
What else to comment on? It's like, yeah, that one scene of him transforming into the werewolf and they do the shadows on the wall. That was so cool. There was incredible, like good visual clarity because, for if audiences don't know, it's never shot like actual like it's obviously there is color in real life, so they have to paint the sets in a different way for the black and white to contrast well.
Yeah.
So they're never just straight up shooting it in black and white. It's always specific design. If you watch the behind the scenes of WandaVision, like the apartment's like blue and white or something because they have to, because the black and white contrast.
Cool.
And that's why, yeah, good visual clarity in the way they do black and white. Nothing's like obscured or anything unless they want it to be. Very good looking, yeah. Like Dio.
Thank you.
You know how it be. Is there any? Oh, we'll talk about Man-Thing a bit more because we didn't cover that. Who they refer to as Ted in this film. Very cute. Yeah, I thought Man-Thing was just a very wholesome character.
Yeah.
They have a cute little moment at the end there where he builds a hut, makes some coffee. Which, for some reason, I was watching with Ibrahim, and Ibrahim predicted that he would be drinking coffee at the end. That was like really a weird prediction, but he got that right.
I think it's because of the camping setting. It's like, oh, and it's in
No, before that, like at the end of the film, when Man-Thing appears to kill the lady, like now he's gonna go off and grab a coffee, and then he will off and grab the coffee.
Because in the comics, the Man-Thing was originally a human scientist turned into a thing.
Yeah,
and the scientist name was Ted. That's where they got their name from.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also, we were wondering, I don't know if you have any information on this, was Swamp Thing or Man-Thing created first? I have no idea. Because I think they may be parallels of each other in the MCU-DC kind of parallel way.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
As they do.
Yeah.
Man-Thing was created in a swamp, basically. He went on a scientific and then he got fused with the swamp, basically.
That's what happened to Swamp Thing.
So, there we go.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the very detailed design of Man-Thing. Also, like the tendrils on him move, and like you got like, yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so I wanted like for close-ups. I assume definitely they would have used practical and then CGI, probably moving tendrils.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
Good stuff.
That is.
Do we?
Yeah.
That seems like the end of spoilers thing, right?
Yeah, we can go.
We'll go into final verdicts. We'll work our way from the right side.
Or the left for our viewer perspective, maybe? Is it?
Yeah,
oh,
left.
actually, he's on the right there, but he's on the left over here.
Bro,
whatever,
we'll start with Gio. Yeah.
Alright. It's a fun watch. In time for your Spooktober madness. Very interesting and nice visual things going on. The black and white, the homage to old horror films. I'd say it's a good watch. I recommend. I give it a 7.
Give it a 7? I'll give it an 8, just cause.
Yeah, to be honest, I was also more in the room for an 8 or a 9, probably an 8.
Cool.
Like it's literally under an hour, so like it's not much investment. You could just pop it on, watch for 50 minutes, and then
okay.
That's an average of is that 8?
7.7. We're rounding.
Okay.
Right. Hi guys. You may have noticed that we have miraculously switched clothes. What happened there? Little wardrobe change?
Timeline jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we did run out of time filming the second half, but now that's what we're going to do. And without further ado, let's jump into TV shows that we've been watching.
TV? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And I haven't got anything down for you guys. Haven't watched anything this week. But except for one thing which we will get to.
Yeah.
But as for me, I've been watching House of the Dragon. I think we're on episode 7 or 8 now. It's fucking good. Like, easily the best show on TV, I'd say, and I highly suggest it. Even if you're not a Game of Thrones fan, check this one out. It's good. This week we had what me and Nelson like to call a Germa family dinner, which is a reference to how Germa did a Twitch stream where he hired like actors to pretend to be his family and have dinner, and it gets more uncomfortable. And that's kind of what they did with House of the Dragon this week, Uncomfortable Dinner. It actually got very emotional, and I began to tear up a little bit.
It's so uncomfortable, you had to cry about it.
Yeah, that was just like one kind of touching moment, which is apparently improv, but I don't believe that, to be honest. Like, I don't know. But
Depends if you think the writers are good enough to create something like that.
I feel like the writers would, like, like it's like miles, like the writing for this show is like miles better than like literally anything else on TV.
Kilometers better.
Especially the other show, which I wanted to just give a little update on, which is She-Hulk.
Yes.
We're up to, I think, episode 7, because 8 is the last one. Or it's 8, and the last one's 9, I can't remember. By the way, the finale is next week. This recent one, I won't spoil directly because it's recent, but I'll just touch around things. But this is the Daredevil episode. I have mixed feelings about it. I like seeing Daredevil back. He does things that are out of character, but it's probably not what the audience would think that I think. It's hard to talk about spoilers. Well, this isn't really okay. If you really want spoilers, just skip like 30 seconds ahead of this podcast. But he touches, like, he kind of just reveals his secret identity to She-Hulk, and then talks about why it's important to have a secret identity, which kind of contradicts itself and contradicts the show. They also use nostalgia bait, because when Daredevil says "I'm Daredevil," the Netflix theme, like the Daredevil theme, plays in the background. There is a really cool Daredevil fight scene though, which felt pretty Netflix. Like, it gets like pretty violent. At one point, a guy's on the ground, and then Daredevil just keeps beating him up anyway. So that's pretty Daredevil violence. Yeah. He's a bit quippier than he is in the TV show. Though, like, I initially hated it a lot more, but then I rewatched some of the show, and it's like, oh, he's somewhat funny in the Netflix show, but like, he's quite a bit quippier here. The dynamic between him and She-Hulk's a little bit weird, in my opinion, but I don't know. A lot of people seem to like it. This is the best rated episode of the show. Yeah.
For now.
I don't think the season finale is going to be very good, and I would elaborate more on why. But the ending of this episode, so like the episode kind of ends, and then the She-Hulk goes, "Hey, you thought this was the end?" So I'm just gonna text saying, "Who is this?" Because I texted someone from work saying I'm taking a shift. When's it starting? Never mind. But anyway,
just who are you?
You can look
I don't know you.
Fucking, you can look at the group chat. But sorry, what was I saying?
We're professionals.
Fuck. You might need to edit my pondering out. Fuck, I'm for words. Yes. The ending of this episode, she's like, "Oh, you thought this was the end, but why is it still going on?" And that was my thought as well. Because it does like a tease for the next episode. And it's a really bad, like, the way they're doing the finale and the villain and stuff, and it's really, really bad. I was initially like pretty optimistic about the show, like going in watching a few episodes, but now I don't really like the show, and I can see what people are saying about it in terms of like it's not that funny, and like it's kind of just boring, to be honest. That's my main problem with it. Even the Daredevil episode wasn't exciting. Exactly. But I assume hopefully we all end up having watched the 8 episodes by next episode of this thing, and we'll probably do that for our big section.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I find the time. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the big section of this one, our second big section, we'll talk about a TV show we all watched, which was Andor, episode 1 to 5.
Yay.
As of recording this, 5 is the most recent episode. However, a new one comes out tonight, so we'll probably update you guys next week.
Hell yeah.
But
Excited for that.
yeah, what are we thinking about? And let's go first impressions, right? First impressions.
Yeah, first impressions. Kind of started off in a direction for me, and then kind of I don't know where I went after that.
Oh, I'm looking at the same boat, kind of.
Yeah,
I think that like, I like the start of it. I thought it was pretty interesting.
and I thought it was a different direction to what I'm normally used to from Star Wars.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And then it went back, which I'm not angry about. I'm just like,
well, it didn't really go like I don't know. The like episode 5 itself was kind of literally nothing happening. That's because Steve and I watched that one together, and we were just going like,
because
90% of the show is just build up. Like the first 2 episodes are build up.
Yeah.
For the third episode, big set piece and stuff, and this the next 2 episodes are also build up. I can't actually remember what happens in episode 4.
He gets to the planet place, right, and then he meets all the crew members.
Then episode 5 is just like more tension with the crew and
tension and
planning.
like heist setup.
Yeah.
Yes, so setup.
Proper build up.
So this week's episode should be
the actual heist. Yeah. I think the show is very slow. I'd say.
Yep.
And like it did take me a little bit to get through until I kind of found the tone of what they were going for, and then I was like, okay, I kind of dig this because it's a very grounded Star Wars. That's kind of like the best way. It's like Rogue One if it was like 10 times darker, and I will we'll talk spoilers, but this is pretty fucking dark. Like, yeah. I actually wouldn't recommend this for children.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But they have funny robots.
They do have funny. I love the robot. The robot's so good. Sassy robot. Yeah. It's a lot of what happens. It's actually not even a lot of what happens with the rebels right now because we're not there yet. It's more of what's happening.
The resistance before the rebel.
Yeah. I don't know how to say without spoilers. It's like low-key a bit of a what do you call it, like a crime drama at the start. It does change direction in episode 3, I think, when they introduce a new character. Then it gets a bit more, I don't know, has a kind of a solo vibe to it even. Like where they do a lot of the shootouts and they go on a spaceship and stuff like that. And it's like putting together a team sort of vibe, which is if you've seen Solo, you've seen Solo, right?
Pretty sure I did, but I don't remember.
The main thing of that is they do heist stuff in that movie.
Yeah,
and it's kind of gives me that vibe. Yeah. Do you have anything more to add? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say. Yeah, I like this show. It's a good one. It's probably the best Star Wars content I've seen since Mandalorian. Does that sound about right?
I mean, what?
Like early episodes of Boba Fett are pretty good.
We had Kenobi and we had Boba Fett.
Yeah, but then I don't know. Boba Fett went downhill.
And Kenobi, I didn't really like.
Kenobi's a bit average, I guess.
There's not a big sample size to really choose from.
Yeah.
Which is
probably it's on top there.
Yeah. I'd say this is almost on par with Mandalorian. The only thing is like this one's kind of less fun, I guess.
That's fun.
But like this is the one that feels more like a well-written TV drama.
Yeah.
To the point where sometimes it can be a bit overly derivative of other things and not feel as Star Warsy, but like I don't know, it's just very different, and I like that.
Same.
In a time where like Star Wars is like kind of the same stuff repeating because they like nostalgia. and stuff.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
one's like,
yeah.
there's not a lot of references to stuff we know other than like the political tensions of the times. More or less,
Which we'll
yeah.
get into, maybe.
Yeah. We can talk about the acting then.
Yes.
Yeah. Diego Luna. I liked him in Rogue One. I like him here.
Don't remember the Rogue One, to be honest.
Damn.
I remember the cool scenes.
Yeah.
I don't remember much else.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got other characters in it too. We have Vix. Was that her name?
Yeah.
I liked her. I liked her character. I can't really talk spoilers because I don't really know where it's going with her. But I liked her when she was there.
She's still there.
The Aunt Petunia actress played the old lady.
Yeah.
She was really good.
Yeah.
I even like the I guess you could say antagonist who's not, well, I guess he's an antagonist in the way that in the technical terms of Cassian's the protagonist and he's the guy opposing him.
Okay.
He'd be an antagonist. But like he's kind of one of the main characters of his own story.
Yeah.
And
Salty
I thought he's played very
Rando.
well. Yeah, we got Salty Suck Up is what a podcast I listen to called.
Hey.
But
I'm professional.
yeah, he's
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I will get more into the actual characters in the writing, but like yeah, I don't think there are any weak performances all around. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
All right, lit fam. Moving on, let's talk about the writing more. It's I think we already kind of touched upon it. It's kind of slow, but like ultimately, yeah, I'm pretty invested. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think episode 5 was the weakest in my opinion because like nothing really happened, and I wasn't that invested in episode 5. It was just a lot of setup, but
I still feel like the new characters. We don't have any time to be invested in the new characters and whatever drama they're talking about, right?
yeah, I'd say that the Bix is interesting, but like once again, more spoiler stuff. I just don't know where her character is going.
Yeah.
I like I forgot to mention what's his name, Skarsgård, the guy who plays you guys know what I'm talking
Did we
about.
ever get his actual name?
Yes, it's like Luther or something.
Yes, Luther.
Yeah.
The
Or
guy.
was that just an alias?
Could
Which is
be.
probably spoilers.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
has a very interesting
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
and we'll talk more about the spoilers, but I like his character. I like Cassian. I think there's like plenty of room for him to grow as a character, and like his arc is just beginning. It's going to be interesting because it's actually renewed for a second season. So we're not going to get to we're actually not going to get to like Rogue One by the end of this one.
Right.
They said K2SO will appear in the second season, I think. So like we're not even going to get K2SO in this one. We might get him at the end or something. There is one Rogue One character who is in this one, but it's spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know what to talk about?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Yeah, the writing's it's pretty good, pretty good.
Yep.
Lots of drama, lots of tension, riveting stuff, and I like the perspective of the villain. I think the villain is really good because they're not really a villain, and like the best villains are the ones who don't think themselves the villains and think they're doing the right thing. I think in terms of his character, he's kind of right. He's like arguably he is right. He's doing what he should be doing, as is his duty.
You get what you deserve.
I guess for some context, because this is really spoilers, but the villain is like basically a police officer.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to solve the crime, or solve a crime, but will remain unspecific. And I think that it's like, yeah, it's his. Also, he feels strongly about it because certain stuff involved with it relates to his profession as a cop, I guess. And spoilers.
Yeah, we'll talk about spoilers.
Yeah,
we can dive
but
deeper.
I think that's good writing in terms of the villain as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anything
good
else you want
motive.
to add about writing?
Not really.
All right, moving on. Cinematography.
This is alright.
Yeah.
It's alright.
I think that this one's definitely one of the better looking series in general. The we'll talk more about visuals, I guess, and editing of visuals, but like
First episode, I think
it looks
has the
better
most.
than like Obi-Wan and the one before it. Like there's no
Boba
funny
Fett.
CG or anything, as far as I
Mm.
can recall. So
They
like,
don't have any creatures.
and it
yet.
might have even been like shot on location.
Mm.
Like I feel like they shot it like in Europe or something, with the green landscapes and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm happy to inform you guys there are no desert planets in this one. Fuck yeah.
We've had enough of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Got
True,
plenty
true.
of that.
Got more varied stuff.
When are we going to Hoth again?
Also,
Oh,
yeah, that would be a nice place to visit.
Christmas
We'll
episode.
go there on
yeah.
vacation.
Yes.
Us three. We'll go to
Yes.
Hoth, yeah. I was gonna say the action sequence in episode 3, which is kind of the only action sequence other than like some flashback stuff. That was nice.
Yeah.
Good, well shot.
Mm.
All of that stuff.
Episode 3 is very much like almost like a war movie thing.
Yeah.
In,
And
yeah.
that's more stuff to
Yeah.
say about with spoilers, but like I definitely see that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything more to say?
No.
All right. Editing and visuals. I guess we already touched on it. I think the CGI and stuff, when it's used, is good. Not really anything
is there any
noticeable.
big CGI set?
Not really.
I mean, I
unless,
assumed everything, like ships and stuff, are obviously CG.
and perhaps
Yeah.
big structures,
Yeah, and background stuff
Yeah.
that would have CG in them.
but
Mm.
it's not the main focus, and it's not anything that's taking
Yeah.
up part major bits of the scene.
Because in the previous shows, like the most noticeable like CGI thing is just like creatures,
Creatures.
Yeah.
which this show doesn't have yet.
Yeah.
No. There was some in the first scene, only as throwaways. They could
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
minimal effort had to be actually like invested into CGI for this.
Mhm.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Works well.
Audio, sound, music.
Fine.
Yeah. The Andor theme is pretty nice.
Mhm.
I think. Don't remember much of the music there. to
It's
be
not
honest.
as memorable as the Boba theme or
Same
the
intros
Mando
mostly,
theme.
so
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Mhm.
All right, then we'll get on to the spoilers for this.
me.
Forgot the recorder, but it's all right.
3, 2, 1.
Highway to the spoiler zone. Lit fam, moving on. All right. So
I'm
what are we going to
sorry.
talk about? It's like you're saying it's like kind of like a war movie.
We have a guitar here. We could have. Oh no.
Yeah.
War movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you got a lot of you see casualties and stuff,
Yeah, and then
and the rebels are fucking terrorists. That's why, like, I kind of agree with the police guy because they are they're terrorists in this one.
but the police be like, they shit.
They're like low key, like it's like it's a real Gotham PD situation here where the higher ups don't really give a shit. They're like, don't investigate these murders.
Yeah.
But then Mr. Salty
what's his
Suck
name?
Up,
Mhm.
he's like, yeah,
But at first, I thought he was doing it just to like for his career benefits.
no.
Was he like morally invested?
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
he wouldn't defy his captain because that would not be good for his career. That would be the opposite.
Mm. But I
Because that's what
started
he
to see
does.
that
That's
he's
why he
morally.
gets fired because he
Yeah,
defied the captain.
I started to see that he's very morally invested. Is when like he gets to see like the actual battle and how it causes casualties and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I feel like, yeah, because he initially starts off as because the cops don't really do anything, I think is the point. But then, like, when this murder happens, because 2 police officers are murdered, right? That's the point of the thing. And then he's like, well, we got to do something about it because they're cops. It's not really the fact. I feel like if it was just regular people, he wouldn't have cared.
See, that's another thing. That's like, oh, so you only care if it's cops, hey?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a character flaw that's already been shown there. But then he starts to realize later on that like the cost
Yeah.
of you know,
Yeah. So like arguably
of
he
his
should have
ignorance, I
he
guess,
shouldn't have done it, investigated. But like morally he is right to investigate it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
On the Back to the War movie bit, I guess.
Yeah.
They're
I
really
do want to touch back on this
Yeah.
because they do spend like the first scene of that we know this guy is just him being grilled by his captain, being like the captain actually accurately guessed what happened really.
yeah.
So and then we see like, oh, this guy knows what happened. So it leaves him conflicted as to, oh, this probably happened, but morally, yes, I have 2 police officers that died.
Yeah.
That's the moral right thing to do. But also, we get the side where it's like we don't need to investigate this because we already know what happened, and we're just 2 guys got drunk.
Mhm.
So it leaves us,
Well,
at least to me,
well, he kind of gave a cover-up story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if to me it was like we spent the first episode seeing how this guy gets turned down and like gets the logic said to him about why investigating this is the wrong thing to do, and then he goes to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the captain was right because that's
Yeah.
what happened. But yeah, you get to that particular scene later on with when Andor and Luther are escaping, and they blow up the thing, and like the way they do the thing, it's actually really nice because you see his aspects of his investigation, and like he's never actually really led before properly.
Yeah.
He's never been on the field, and you can tell that.
He's a bureaucracy guy.
In fact, like
you know.
most of the cops don't really want to go out. Like when he goes to tell the dude to do his job and find who the suspect could be, like they don't really want to do it either because I assume based on this world, the crime rate's probably pretty high and it's pretty normal for these things to happen.
Yeah, and also like they're not actually cops. They're like security guards for a particular corporation in that planet we were on. But they have the jurisdiction
But
to do an
there's
investigation.
something
so,
under
like,
the empire and stuff, which
Yeah.
we'll
Under
get
the
into
Empire.
in episode
Yeah.
later episodes.
Yeah.
But
And then when the public looks at it, and it's like, oh, the blues are here.
yeah,
Like the
security people.
security people, but under the empire
Yeah.
are here. Why the fuck are they here?
yeah,
These royal cunts.
yeah.
Why are they here? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. You see him give his speech to his platoon, and it felt very intimate and personal.
But
Which
they
is
weren't
why-
very impressed.
Sorry, what?
When he gave the speech, they were the first speech.
Like when they're in the shuttle or something they were in.
Yeah, they weren't very impressed. This platoon.
Yeah,
When
but
he
like
gave
the
his
point is, he
he
because
was
he hadn't
letting
led
out his
anything,
hat.
but he's like still, he respects
yeah,
all of
yeah.
them, and like he's kind of getting to know them a little bit, and then you get the big attack, and they fucking die, and then like essentially he gets PTSD from it.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
slammed by the reality.
Yeah.
Of not war, but a battle. Like,
Yeah, which is like I think when I saw Rogue One, I praised that for its realistic-ish take on war in the Star Wars universe. I think this does it better.
Yeah.
Because you see the psychological impact of, and like you do, the rebels are pretty much terrorists. Like,
yeah, because
that
the
is-
current government at the time is the
Yeah.
Empire, and they're fighting against it.
Yeah.
Just like any revolutionary group.
Yeah.
In the real world. Dang.
Yeah, pretty stuff. One of the things that to touch upon, we find out more about Cassian's origins.
Yes.
They've got a little bit of a, what would you call it? What's it called when like all the adults are all gone and they're all just children?
Home Alone.
We got a Home Alone
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
With a band of kids on Canary, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I can't remember what they said about its origin in Rogue One because I know that this stuff is a reference to Rogue One and about how he lies about his origin or something. I don't know the exact thing, but there is something there. Do we think they are actually native to Canary? Because
Maybe.
I saw a theory that potentially, since they have no parents,
they
just
might have got
crashed
marooned
somewhere.
there or something, and then the
Maybe.
parents went off and died somehow. Maybe they were the miners or something, because they talked about how it made a mining facility out of it previously.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a mining accident or something.
Mm.
Like, there is an interesting element of mystery there, which
But then
perhaps will
they
uncover.
turned into a tribal thing. Tribal
Yeah.
society.
They even created their own language and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I like how they didn't use subtitles, so it was like purely
Yeah.
your inference of what's going on in the scene. I like all the thing about the flashback scenes that Boba Fett just could not do was make them both the future stuff and the backstory stuff equally interesting, and have them in ways that complemented each other about like what was going on. Like, for example, he's in a ship that reminds him of the time in his backstory he was in a ship and stuff like that.
Well, I guess Boba's kind of connection with the present and past is like weaponry, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's like
Like,
I
the
don't
past
like
is
the
more
interesting
interesting
stuff
than the
was the
present.
past, and the
Yeah.
fucking future
Family.
stuff was bullshit. Yeah.
Memory.
Yeah.
You'll
Fast
always
and
be my
Furious.
family.
So yeah, so that was pretty interesting. I wanted to also touch upon Luther's interesting because
Yep.
he's a what would you call him? Member of like the
He's not a member. He's a
Leaders.
jewelry guy.
yeah
Antique.
But he has a
But,
lot
like,
of
within
connections
the Empire.
with the Senate.
yeah
Is it
And
there's still the
high
Republic?
class.
yeah he's
High-class
he's a high
connections.
class dude.
Yeah.
And speaking of Senate, we get the character which I was saying was she's in Rogue One, and that's on Mothra, right?
Mhm.
Is that the name? Yeah. And she's played by a different actress in this one, younger. Interesting stuff. Her dynamic with her husband, her dynamic with Luther. They all know each other.
She funds the resistance.
Yeah.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I also like seeing Coruscant again. We haven't seen it since the
Episode
prequels.
3, probably.
Which I wouldn't know because I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I watched
Well,
the prequels.
So that's like
I haven't watched
for
it.
some context. Then, do you know what Coruscant is?
Yes, I know what Coruscant
Okay,
is.
cool. Yeah, but it's interesting to see that again under control of the Empire, because I don't think we've
Yeah.
seen that before. Maybe in a TV show or something, but I don't keep up with the Clone Wars Rebel.
No, Rebel.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Any other spoilers you guys wanted to address?
We good?
Oh, we get a bit of family drama with the
Oh, yeah.
Senator lady.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going anywhere or if it's relevant to anything.
Her husband doesn't know, right? that
Husband doesn't
she's-
know, and like
yeah.
the kid hates her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That has been established.
Yeah, a lot more backstory for her character than I would have thought. Yeah,
Even more than Luther.
yeah.
A bit,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Well, I think we're getting into more. Say-
I'm thinking that she would be relevant in future episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably going to last till the second season because she's in Rogue One.
Yes.
Luther, though, maybe not.
Fuck
Bye,
off, Star.
Luther.
Well, that's the interesting thing. We've got a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah,
characters
yeah.
and they're all expendable because they're not in Rogue One, so they can
Mhm.
die.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Final verdicts. Take it away.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You guys should check it out. I'd give it a 7.
7. I liked it. It's different. Maybe like an 8.
Yeah, I'll go 7.5 in the middle.
Alright.
That'll be
I'm
our
just going
score.
7.5.
Yes.
A little less than what we did last week for Night of the Werewolf.
Well,
Werewolf by
Night,
Night.
yeah.
Night of the Werewolf.
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night.
technically, in this episode, we talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Well,
But
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
5
you know what I'm
minutes till
saying. You
1.
know what I'm saying.
All right. Moving on. Oh, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Good game. I think it gets a little bit because I'm 100%ing it. Gets a little bit tedious towards the end, and there's a really grindy mobile part that I'm still playing, and it literally takes 24 hours of real life time for a ship to travel to do a thing, and then I'm still waiting for that 24 hours to end so I can finish the game. But pretty good game. I like pirates now.
Aye.
All right.
This.
Now I'm going to do a bit of rapid fire news reactions. Firstly, we had, this is I think a week or two ago, but I just want to address it. over in Carlton, which is where we may or may not be. All right, over in Carlton, which
Banks.
is in Melbourne, there is a pub which was the Clyde Hotel.
Yeah,
right?
Clyde Hotel.
But they turned it into a Netflix thing called the Who's Watching, where they set up Netflix stuff. You can't see, but Dia pointed to a little merch thing. Yeah. I took pictures with
on the wall.
stuff. Yeah.
It's what do you call them? Things?
Coaster.
Yeah.
What did you think of it, Dia?
It's cool. They had some. They had some set pieces. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it is.
They had some set pieces. I assume replicas around the bar as decoration, and just like people can look at it.
The food was expensive though.
Expensive food.
Expensive food. Free beer though. Free beer.
That's
so taking off the price for the beer, was the food worth it?
Yeah. Oh,
Well, we split a thing, so it didn't cost that
Shared
much. I
nachos.
still owe you $10.
Those
I didn't
like-
get paid back.
$10. That's not bad
It's like
actually. If you
18
got free
bucks.
beer,
$18.
and what do you get? How much do you get? A pint? A glass?
No, not
What do you
even.
call
Nah,
it
it
then?
was like a glass. It was like
Yeah, like
It's like half a pint, which has a word for it.
schooner.
No, that's not the
Is
word I
it
was thinking of.
big?
But
I don't know.
But yeah,
I should know this
free
stuff. I'm a bartender, dude.
beer. Yeah.
All right.
Free beer, expensive
yeah.
food, but interesting set pieces. We got a bunch of shows in there.
Yeah.
Like what was
Heartbreak High.
there? Heartbreak High.
Emily in
That's
Paris.
Australian. Who's in Paris?
Jack and Melbourne.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Squid Game.
Theo
Squid
and
Game.
Carlton.
Dear Dog Carlton.
I'm
what?
not in Carlton.
I'm just saying that's where the inn is,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All
We
right.
went there.
So overall,
display
good.
some pictures of us.
Yes.
Hi.
Editor.
Yeah.
Dear, future
I
Dear.
wasn't a part of that.
But you know what you are part of? This piece of news.
Ah.
Hugh Jackman is returning to Deadpool 3.
Oh my god.
And I am in Deadpool 4.
Yeah.
Sunny
That's
cameo.
Yes.
exclusive right there. Exciting news. I don't think there's anything just positive thoughts, right?
I just want
Yeah.
to see Deadpool fucking the shit out of Wolverine.
Hell yeah.
Anyways,
Branching off of that actually.
Actually, what if Wolverine is just there? Then he said the lines "fuck you" and then it's over.
It could be. It could
Just
be
like
like
that
just to
movie.
fuck with
that
us,
could
yeah.
just be the end.
Yeah.
That just could be the end scene where
Yeah.
instead of Deadpool killing baby Hitler,
Yeah.
Mm.
what
Or
if-
killing the old Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
We got a release date for it, which was 2024, I think.
Damn. 2
But
years.
then today, this morning, we got a bunch of Marvel delays. So pretty much all of Phase 6 is delayed by upwards of a year, I think.
Damn.
I know Secret Wars is 2026 instead of 2025 now.
Why is it delayed?
Because of the Blade movie. They can't find a director. The director. Oh, sorry. This is news from I think last week, but I've probably forgot to cover it. The Blade production's in production hell now, so everything after it is fucked as well because they can't find a director.
You should direct.
I was gonna say Marvel. I may have not
Hit
done,
your boy up.
yeah,
Hit your
but,
boy up.
I'm willing to
Willing to work for
learn,
free
you
as
know.
well.
I will
That's
work
a
for
lot.
fucking free. I will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Blade. Cool IP.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that stuff. We'll just branch off and talk more Marvel. We had a new Black Panther trailer.
Alright.
Yes. We saw that.
And also the cast came out and said that we have not figured it all out when it comes to who the Black Panther is. Even though my initial suggestion, no, my thoughts are it's Shuri.
It says on the Lego
because
box.
the Lego box, I got a Lego set.
So
And,
that could just be
It
bait.
came with a detachable head. It could be bait, though it is the suit from the trailer.
Yeah.
It's the trailer is it's a female in the trailer because the way the new design of the suit. But maybe they'll do a thing where everyone kind of gets the Black Panther. They'll pull a Shazam, where everyone gets the Black Panther suit. That's a popular theory.
We
right
are the
now.
Black Panther.
We are the Black Panther.
Oh my god.
The real Black Panther was the Wakanda Forevers we made along the way.
Real.
We also got an announcement for the Community movie coming to NBC's
yeah.
Peacock platform. That's pretty exciting, right?
How about you pee at Michael?
Moving on.
Why? All right, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Chevy Chase isn't coming back. I'm pretty sure he's the only cast member that's not returning.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure if they're going to include the season 5 and 6 characters, but definitely Donald Glover, Danny Pudi, I think his name is Albert character. Karen Gillan's and what's his name?
This is the main cast.
The main cast, the original guys, I think will be making a return in that one, with Dan Harmon set to write and direct, I think.
Hey.
We also got a new movie trailer for a certain little Italian plumber.
Yes.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. The Mario movie trailer, teaser trailer. What do we think?
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Yahoo!
I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking it.
Funny little.
Why?
Hey, bada bing, bada boom. Where's the pizza?
Oh
I'm
my
making
God.
the pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, Bowser was cool.
Oh yeah.
Jack Black.
Oh
Did a
my
great job.
God.
Yeah, that was a fantastic scene. Like,
Yeah.
straight up.
And then you have fucking Chris Pratt.
We'll see. I don't
Oh,
think it's
he's
enough
doing
to
a bit
make a
of
full
a-
assessment of his thing,
Yeah.
but
There's a bit of a Brooklyn thing going
Yeah.
on, but like I feel like it's a very mild.
Very, pretty mild.
Yeah.
But like we don't know. It's only a
it's a
sentence.
sentence, yeah. The animation looks fucking gorgeous.
Animation.
It looks really good.
You know, Minions
But
quality.
Illumination's never. Yeah, they made.
Yeah.
They never. They don't really do that animation. No, they're
That's
all like-
quality.
Mhm.
Then if it's Minions, you know it's quality.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks good, and I have optimism for the film.
Oh, Toad good.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
that's Keegan Michael Key
Yeah,
doing the
Mr.
voice.
Keegan.
Love that man. We got a bit of Luigi, didn't we?
Oh yeah, with Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Sounds like Charlie.
I wonder if he's gonna talk about that in the podcast.
Maybe
It's
if he
always
gets, I don't know, when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
that the
That's
news?
the end of our news segment, which
Thank
also means it is the end of our show. I think we wrapped it up at a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
about on
I'm gonna
time.
bounce.
Yeah.
Bounce on
um,
your boy's dick. Anyways.
Lovely.
Clap.
Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for listening in.
Yes.
Another banging episode of the podcast.
Yeah, you know what else is banging? It's the end of the show, yeah.
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 Look for next week. We'll probably have a She-Hulk thing out.
Hopefully.
Yep.
I'll probably talk about Chainsaw Man.
Do you watch that?
I was going to, but then I realized I was literally awake at but it was airing at 3 a.m.
You
and
were
I
awake,
couldn't-
but you weren't awake.
yeah.
Hmm.
So now I was
There's
I'm
like a
gonna
big
sleep.
Chainsaw Man mural on Lonsdale.
Oh,
Yeah, you should check it out.
I'll check it out, yeah. But I'll give the first episode a watch and let you guys know what I think next
Mm.
week.
I might watch it then, since
Yeah.
it's an episode.
But more importantly, watch She-Hulk
Yes.
for the
Very
review's
important.
sake.
Yeah, I'll also do a bunch of quickies for a bunch of the movies I watched in the past week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we'll collate and stuff like
Yep,
that.
yep,
I
yep.
also have a few. I watched like Gravity and stuff, which I'll talk about next week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There we go.
All right, yeah. Thank you guys for listening in.
Thank you for sticking to the end.
Yeah.
If you did.
Give us a subscribe on Spotify. Give us a subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Isn't the follow on you?
Follow,
The
yeah.
Spotify, whatever details.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe, do whatever the
Give
hell
us
you
a
want.
5-star review.
Yeah.
On Yelp.
I don't
And if
know
you go
how
on
to do
Apple
that.
Podcast, maybe that's where
Yeah.
you can leave a proper review on
Yeah.
the episode, and we can read.
I
your
don't know how to
reviews.
review on Spotify. Is that like a
Review?
thing
I
you
don't
can
think
do?
you can.
Uh,
At least not on the app line or something. I know definitely that's what you use Apple
Yeah,
Podcasts
you do,
for.
yeah.
And then you can read some funny reviews on
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Which, wink, wink, maybe.
I'm
We'll
thinking,
put it on there.
as we, well, yeah.
Well, details for later.
Later.
Later. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's all.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.